All right, who's next on the chopping block? We're making some executive decisions here in the Wee Hours farm, and costs must be cut, people. Costs must be cut. Daisy Cooper, I'm looking in your direction here. 5 out of 5 on. Good morning, everyone. I'm Dave. Welcome back to the Wee Hours, where I suffer from periodic bouts of insomnia and play games to pass the time. We are back with the Farm Manager 2018 Grow Nothing $1 Million Challenge, and we're kind of flat broke. And my math is in dispute. The mathematics that we did at the last episode about the whole chicken issue as to whether it is profitable just to auto-inseminate the chickens and sell them off as we max out the chicken coops, etc., etc., etc. If you want to go back and review the last episode, it'll make a lot more sense. But my math is in dispute. Comments came in, and specifically Emrys, I'm looking in your direction, who is far more of an economist than I am, said I might actually be being profitable by doing what I was doing. I don't think I was. So there is contention to this. There is dispute about whether just raising chickens and selling them was the optimal way to be doing this. What we're going to do is we're going to test that theory. So we're going to set up a big experiment here. And what I'm going to do is clear out this chicken coop. So I'm just going to sell everything off. All the chickens go away. I know this doesn't seem to make sense now, but I want to see what the plan really should be. I'm going to take the caregiver, Eliza Price, and clear her. I'm not firing her. I'm just taking her off duty right now. And now we're going to put everything back. So caregivers, we're still on the auto-inseminator thing, and this is the problem. This is the problem. Emrys and any other commenters don't seem to be able to take this off auto-insemination. Let's see. This could have just been a colossal waste of money. But let's just, for argument's sake, buy 10 chickens. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And let's put Eliza back in there. Yup. And I still cannot take it off auto-inseminator. What that means... Well... I was going to say what that means is I don't know how much money the inseminator is costing me, but we can find that out. That should be in one of our charts and financial informations. Let me just poke around and find out where that info lives. It might have been a colossal waste of money to do what I just did. I might have just needed to look at a chart. This is not going to be the first time I do something stupid, so, sit down, pack a lunch, and prepare for that. Let me find those financials and see if we can figure out how much this inseminator is costing us. Okay, Emrys, I stand corrected. Once again, you are paying far closer attention to the games that I play than I do. I was under the impression that the inseminator cost me way more money than I thought it did. I'm looking at our financial information. The last 2 times the inseminator came for the chickens, it was only 18 monies. I actually was thinking extra decimals were on that. I was thinking in the 1800 or the 2000 range. Emrys, you are 100% correct. I am 100% wrong. So at 18, every time the inseminator comes in, we only have to sell 1 whole chicken and 1 little bit of a chicken, like a chicken head, to make our money back. So we were kind of on the right path. My initial plan from day one, which is the chickens breed super, super quickly. So just breed chickens and then sell the eggs while they're doing that. I was on the right track. I just didn't think I was. And Emrys, again, you are 100% correct. The inseminator cost me much less money than I thought it did. So we'll go back to plan A. Eliza is back on duty in here. We have 10 chickens. Little tiny waste of money. Not a huge loss, but a little bit of waste of money to learn that. Should have just looked at my financial information before I even sold the chickens off, but there it is. And that's fine. We'll just keep going with plan A on that, which is sell chickens and sell eggs. And now that we know that, we do have the 3rd coop here that we took the turkeys out of because turkeys don't breed nearly as quickly as I thought we did. However, what we don't have are any more employees. The other comment that Emrys had made, which is totally valid, and the second that he said it in the comments section, I said, yeah, you're 100% correct, and I did this way too quickly when I was hiring people, is I just looked at the people who were 5 out of 5 for what they do without really looking at how much they cost me compared to someone who is, say, 4 out of 5 for their skill. So Ryan Barton at 5 out of 5 cost me $822. And that's not a small amount of wages. I think we're going to kind of go through the workers here. And there was another 5 out of 5 that I hired. Jackson Simpson is costing me $5.63. That's not terrible. That's not a ridiculous wage. It seems like everyone else is around the 400 or 500 mark. However, Daisy Cooper is costing me $868 to look after some bees. I feel we could be getting maybe some 4 out of 5 people for beekeeping, paying less for them, and then just train them up over time. Over the long haul, their shorter wages, their lessened wages will more than make up for whatever we pay to train them up to 5 out of 5. So who's costing us a lot of money? We saw Ryan Barton, who is working in the cow shed. Ryan, here's the thing. I am going to release you from duty. Bye. Sorry, Ryan. Now I need to hire somebody. So let's hire someone. I need an animal person who costs me, let's say in the 500 range would be good. Charlie, you are way overpriced. You're 3 out of 5 and you're costing me 700? Yeah, no, I don't think so. Sophia's only 1 out of 5, but she's cheap. Amelia, 2 out of 5 on animals. No other real animal people. Bobby, you're overpriced. 2 out of 5 and 603. I don't think so. Here we go. Martha Francis, 524, and she's at 4 out of 5 for animal care. You're hired, Martha. You're hired. Over the long term, that 300-ish monies that we're going to save will more than make up for any training that we may do to her. All right, who's next on the chopping block? We're making some executive decisions here in the Wee Hours Farm, and costs must be cut, people. Costs must be cut. Daisy Cooper, I'm looking in your direction here. 5 out of 5 on beekeeping. Why can I not release you? Why can't I fire you? I want to fire you. What are you doing? Are you working? Is that why I can't fire you? Or actually sort of in the middle of something? Is that the problem? All right, as our new employee actually arrived, Martha, yes. Martha, you're in the cow shed, so get on that, please. Daisy, why will you not let me fire you? I would like to fire you, Daisy. I would like to fire you. I don't want to teleport you. I don't want to... All right, well, I'll teleport you. I don't know. Do something. Go somewhere. Yeah. Okay, Daisy is refusing to leave the property. We need security. Can we get security over here, please? Daisy is refusing to leave the property. Is there anyone else we can fire while I'm in here? Jack Sharp's pretty pricey at $764. Now, see, Luca here, 5 out of 5, and he's only costing me $506. I think, Jack, will you let me fire you? No. No, that's really odd. Why can I not fire you? I could totally fire the guy in the cow shed. Okay, well, we'll have to come back to that. Maybe it's because they're working right at this exact moment. I mean, clearly all 3 of them are doing a thing. So maybe that's the reason, but I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Maybe a bug, maybe a glitch, maybe I'm just doing something horribly wrong. Okay, so chicken's back on track. Again, a little bit of a waste there, but it is what it is. And speaking of chickens, let's make sure we're selling all the things we should be selling here. Just give me the animal products. That's all we got on this farm. So chicken eggs. Yay, 321 money. Cow's milk. Oh, cow's milk's actually doing pretty well. Yeah, we'll get 1,200 for that. That's fine. Honey, always a good buy. Sell, rather, always a good sell. Yeah, almost 2,000 for that. It's not bad at all. All of that paid for my little weird experiment with the chickens. I just want to check, because it looks like some people are not doing beekeeping things. I just want to check if I can fire somebody. Daisy, can I fire you now? No, I actually can't. Why can't I get rid of you? I don't know what your deal is. I may have to poke around with that off screen and kind of figure out why they can't be fired, because I could certainly fire the other guy. All right. All of that being done, the next issue that was brought up in the comments, and again, Emrys, I'm looking your direction, is the whole idea of taking out a loan. So at the end of the last episode, we unlocked the training, and speaking of which, we're not doing any training right now. Let me come back to that thought in a second, make sure we're actually getting some training going on. What would be good for us for animals that might be relatively inexpensive? We could do the financial training. We've done that one a couple of times before. Reduce our bills. That's just money in the bank. That's just money in the bank. Negotiating techniques reduce the price of buildings. That is pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. We are going to have a lot of buildings eventually. Sales training increases the minimum price of products and crops by 10%. That's pretty good. If we can just flat out raise our prices on everything, that would be really good. I like both of these. I like sales and training and negotiating in the building industry to reduce the price of buildings. Sales training is a little bit quicker, a little bit more money, but a little bit quicker. So I'm going to do both of these, but I'm going to do this one first. And that will also unlock further sales training, which enable us to raise our prices even more. So going back to the loan issue, we've got 35K, and we are persistently hovering between 34 and 40K at any one given moment. We've got some products right in here that we can sell, and that will probably get us back up to the 36, 37 mark. Are we, now that we've kind of solved our chicken issue, are we basically making money? Yeah, probably. I haven't run the hard numbers on it, but we are basically probably somewhat profitable in that month to month we'll have a little bit of extra money ticking in that will gradually raise our overall balance. However, here's the thing. Oh, chickens are ready for breeding. Go for it. Go for it. I'm all into the auto inseminator now. It is a little weird that I can't take it off auto insemination even when there are no chickens in there, but that's a discussion for another day. So Emers's comment was, you don't need a loan. You don't need a loan. You're going to pay too much in interest. It's a stupid idea. He wasn't that aggressive about it. Emers is never aggressive, but he's like, that's really not a great idea. You should just keep doing what you're doing and gradually expanding. And I hear the logic behind that. We are, if in a very small way, probably effectively profitable with what we're doing right now. However, I can't expand any more than I am right now. This is it. This is 100% of the limit, because the very next thing we'd need to do is buy another employee house and then a building for them to go do something in. That will completely gut our money. The employee house alone, I believe, is 30K, unless I'm misremembering that. In fact, it might even be more than that. No, not for animals, for people. Yeah, 30K for the employee house. Well, there's our money gone right there. So from a narrative and a series perspective, my comment back to Emrys was, I think a loan is frankly unavoidable, because otherwise this is going to be 20 to 30 episodes of you guys just sitting here watching me sell eggs over and over and over again, just time, because I can't make this any bigger than it is. Maybe we might get up to 50K and we could start gradually adding things, but this would be an interminable amount of episodes of just watching me sell a little bit of honey, a little bit of eggs, and a little bit of milk over and over and over again. Or I just sit here and let the game run and go, I don't know, go for a sandwich or something, or take a few days off and just let the game run by itself. And there would just be an enormous gap of time. And you'd come back and, I don't know, I have 100,000 or something like that. We could actually start expanding. So from a narrative and a series perspective, I don't want to do that. And I'm sorry I'm being super, super chatty in the first part of this episode without actually really doing anything. I apologize for not playing the game right at the moment. But I wanted to explain why I'm doing the things that I'm doing in this challenge. I don't often do challenge runs per se, but I got to say, I'm actually, for me, and if you watch the channel, I play games for fun. I'm not playing to be the best gamer in the world. I'm not playing to win the game, but I'm actually kind of taking this challenge seriously and trying to do it. So I wanted to explain my methodology and why I am doing things that I'm doing. All of that being said, now we need to think about taking out a loan. So that's a thing that's got to happen, because otherwise we are stuck where we are right now. So getting a loan, now that we've done the research, the training as it were to do that, I wanted to do the $200,000 loan. I got 2 years to pay that off at 10% interest. My skills in amortization are 0. So I don't know off the top of my head what that breaks down to on a monthly basis, but I'm sure other commenters, including Emers, will be very quick to tell me. So $200,000 over 2 years at 10% interest. We take that loan. We can actually start doing some things around here. And I think it's basically inevitable. So I'm going to go ahead and take that taken. We did actually complete a task for that. There was a challenge to take a loan, so we did get 3,000 back. That's not nothing. That's not nothing at all. Now we have 238,000 monies that we can actually do to start doing things. So let me have a quick think about what the next move is, what kind of space I've got to work with, and where we're going to start throwing things down. Okay, I think my first best move, and we kind of touched on this in previous episodes, is another cow shed. I think that would be a first good start to this plan. So let's throw down a cow shed there. Let's keep time moving along so we actually start building it. Cows, of course, being doubly useful. They have two functions. They produce milk, so we could process milk into cheeses, and they can produce meat if we want to go down the butchery line, which... Right now, that's probably what I'm looking at. It will come down to the cost of the processing buildings, which I haven't looked at in this episode yet. But yeah, it will come down to what's going to be the least expensive way we can start processing some animal products. Meat's probably going to be better in terms of profit, but the milk processing it's just going to be, much like the chickens, it's just going to be always ticking along, and it's going to be super handy. Oh, oh no, that's not the inseminator. We're just feeding the chickens. Next thing we have to do, obviously, is get a house for employees. Otherwise, none of these places are going to be staffed. So I'm going to put that over here, I think. That's where I want to put that guy down. Let's just tuck that. Let's actually, hang on. Hold that thought. Let's make sure we got some roads and stuff going here first. So let's get a road going up this way and going up this way. And then let's put actually the employee house right next to that. Don't need a seasonal house. Nope, just employees. Thank you. Tuck that right there. Okay, guys could start building that. What I'm not going to do is gut our money. So I just got a $200,000 loan. I'm not spending $200,000. I want a little bit of a float, a buffer zone, if you will. But when that employee house gets built, we could stock the third coop here and think about maybe... I got to think about what we're going to do. Are we doing milk processing or meat processing? Let's see what the difference is in terms of cost for a start. So production buildings... What is the smallest milk processing? That is 62K. That'll give us all sorts of cheeses. We could also get some goats in here to make goat cheese. I love goat cheese. I make my own goat cheese, actually. It's frighteningly easy to make. It's also very easy to mess it up. I've lost whole batches, but I make my own goat cheese fairly frequently. It's delightful. I encourage you to learn how to do it because it's a super easy way to make a high-quality cheese. Small slaughterhouses, 80K. Not that much of a difference, actually, 62 to 80. And when we get that training done in 11 days, that will be even less. Wait, am I doing which training am I doing? Sales training. Okay, never mind. When we do the other training, that will be less. When we do the building training, I'm kind of curious now if we just hang tight. I should have done that training first. Maybe we should just hang tight and, well... You know what? I'll have a think about it. I'll have a think about how important that 10% is right now, as opposed to how important that 10% is going to be down the line when we have more buildings and more animal buildings. Basically, more animal buildings is what we're going to be building. I think maybe these basically 3 buildings, which is what I'm planning on building. Although that being said, we're probably going to need a refrigerated warehouse, aren't we? That's probably a thing that's going to happen. So the warehouse with cooling, oh my goodness, the warehouse with cooling is 190,000. But it holds everything that we want. It holds meats and dairy. It holds everything else too, but it holds meats and dairy. Is there a smaller version of that? Small warehouse, barn. The small warehouse will hold dairy. Just won't hold meat. That's kind of the thing. Will not hold meat. No, it's down to the warehouse with cooling. Well, that might actually kind of answer my question right there. If we can't make a warehouse that can store the meat that we're going to make, then we really probably need to go down the milk processing line. And we already have a small warehouse. We don't need to build another one. But if we did, those are only 10,500. So I think I've just kind of answered my own question there, that we're going to go down milk processing first And then when we've got some more money kicking around, we'll go down meat processing. Speaking of which, let me just catch up on the market here so we don't have anything go bad. I know I can set this up to auto sell. We'll certainly look at doing that in the future when we're dealing with more volume. I'm just kind of mentally sort of getting accustomed to when things go off and when I should be selling them. Like this cow's milk goes off on the 26th of the 7th. That's 11 days from where we are right now. Obviously, the honey doesn't go off for 2 years. That's fine. And surprisingly, the eggs are pretty good. We get 2 weeks out of the eggs, so we could definitely actually set those up to auto sell, because without the training, I think we're limited to auto selling every 2 weeks. But yeah, let's sell some stuff. Basically, we'll sell that and sell the honey. We're starting to do okay on the honey now that we got those 4 hives going, and I'm going to come back to that in 1 second for a final bit of Emrys's commenting. And eggs, yeah, whatever, 149 for eggs. Eggs is not where the money is. Hopefully it'll be in the chickens now that we've sorted that issue. Almost forgot that another thing that I'm sure other people commented or caught it and commented too, but Emrys certainly caught it, is I'm too short on my hives here. Not too short the 80s wrapper, but too short in the fact that I have 2 less hives than I should. I just miscounted when I was putting them down. So let's just max out our hives here so we get the maximum output of honey. 1 and 2. Perfect. Okay. Is the cowshed done yet? Is the cowshed done yet? Almost. Almost. Well, let's start to look at some employees while we're here. Let's just look at 1 for right now. Now, let's be a little more diligent about checking wages versus skill. So, Leo, you're a little overpriced for your skill level. You're at 547, but you're only 2 out of 5. That's a little overpriced for what you do. Not a lot of choice today. Benjamin Wilson, you're way overpriced. 1 out of 5 on skill, but you're asking 516. You're dreaming, Benjamin. You are dreaming. You must be a millennial. Sorry, millennials. Michael Allen, 3 out of 5 and 551. Ava Barnes, 4 out of 5, but 648. That's kind of getting out of my comfort level of wages that I'd prefer to be paying. I think we're going to go with Michael at 551. I think that's reasonable for your skill level. And then we'll train you up down the road. We'll train you up down the road. And that will cost me less in the long run. Cow barn is done. Cow barn is done. Let's get, let's get 4 cows for right now. That's a good start, because I'd prefer to be breeding them than buying them. So let's get 4 there. And caregivers, are you here yet? Yep, you are here, Michael. You're in. Now, see, Emrys. Okay, now that this is not on Emrys, this is what I was looking at. This is the number that I was looking at here, and I'm sorry, this whole episode seems to be a conversation between me and Emrys, but this is the number that I was mentally thinking of when I was thinking about the auto inseminator coming in, was 2,500. Now, obviously, I understand now this is a one-time payment to automatically set this up, and I'm not paying 2,500 every single time the inseminator comes, but that's what I thought. That was my methodology behind, doing what I did in the last couple of episodes. I thought I was paying $2,500 every time they showed up, which is obviously completely unreasonable. But we will set up the auto inseminator for this. That's fine. And again, rather be breeding them and buying them. Speaking of breeding them, now that I know my plan A was actually working, how many chickens have we got kicking around? Oh, we've produced 2 more. Okay, where are we at with this coop? Okay, all the chickens are still healthy. So no real reason to sell them if they're still good. We'll collect the eggs, and then as these chickens get kind of old and tired and their health bar goes down, then we'll sell them and breed some more. That was my plan A, and we'll stick with that. Actually, my plan A was just to sell about half of them every time the inseminator showed up. But we'll just collect the eggs and sell them when they're old and tired and get some more chickens from the auto inseminator, who doesn't cost me nearly as much as I thought. Okay, employee house is here. Oh, my cows are showing up. My cows are showing up. There's the cow truck with the cows. And you're coming to greet the cows. No, you're walking away from the cows. Load the cows in. Hi, cows. Hi. Please produce milk. I'm going to start processing it soon. Okay, speaking of which, let's begin to address that. I think the optimal place would probably be right here where this tree is for a milk processing plant, and then look at doing maybe one more, maybe not a cow shed, maybe we do goats or sheep, something like that. Because again, goats and sheep doubly useful, produce milk and produce meat. So whatever we do, whether it's goats or sheep, they're gonna be useful for something. But let's get the whole milk processing thing going. That's why we took out this loan, so we may as well do something with it. These small, no, that's frozen food, don't want that. Small milk processing, 62K, that's fine. That's fine. Boy, that's a big old building. That's a big old building. Do I want it? How am I going to maximize my space here? Do I want it like that? Or do I want it like that? I think it should go like that, frankly. That seems to be the best way to do that. And then, oh, you know what I'm thinking? If we plunk this down, I'm going to move it a little bit over for reasons. And, yeah, let's plunk it. Are you not going to let me plunk it down there? Why aren't you going to let me plunk it down there? You'll let me put it there. Why won't you let me put it there? That's a little weird. Is there something in the way? You'll knock the tree down. You have no problem knocking the tree down. Huh. Weird. It's okay, but you like it there, but not there, and not here, not anywhere in here. Is it because of that tree? I'm a little confused by this. Is it hilly, or is the terrain not okay? I'm genuinely baffled by that. I don't know, quite run into that before. All right, well, you know what? That's as good a place as any. Go ahead. You see, the tree goes away. Yeah, I guess it is a little hilly here, isn't it? Maybe there was a terrain issue with that. I'm not 100% sure, but that's fine. Just go ahead and get that started, guys. Go ahead and get that started, please. So my thought down here was this might be another spot where we could squeeze in another beekeeping hut. That would not be the worst thing in the world. We could certainly do with some more beekeeping. Everybody likes bees, right? So if we put another beekeeper... See, now I'm just giddy with money. I'm giddy with money. Beekeeper hut here. And we made that go like, say, oh, I don't know. How about like that? Okay. Hurry up and get that built so I can figure out how the hives are going to go down. Let me move things along a little bit faster here. Cows are doing well. Those cows are maxed out. How are those cows looking, by the way? Yeah, all looking healthy. Good. All looking super healthy. That's fine. That's fine. We're actually got quite a lot of cow's milk going on here. And it's going to take a little bit of time for that processing plant to be built. It's not like we're not making more milk. So let's just sell off what we've got here. Milk's actually a really high price right now. I don't have much of it, but it's doing well. Honey, honey's tanked. That's okay. That's okay. We're still doing fine on that. And the eggs. Buy eggs. All right. And now that we have our new employee hut, employee house, whatever, we can also put this third coop back into operation. So what do we want to do there? Let me have a look at the market and what other things could we be getting? Chicken eggs. Okay. Sheep's milk, sheep's wool. So I guess ducks, like duck eggs, are not a thing. Because we can get ducks, but apparently they're not going to be anything but meat. They won't produce eggs. I mean, we may get some of the more, I guess, exotic animals. They're not really exotic, but things like ducks and geese down the road. I want to focus on our core strengths, though, which is cows and chickens. Cows, and then, after that, sheep and goats. Things that are just universally useful. All right, so pretty much just chicken eggs is the only thing we're going to get from the chickens, geese, and ducks line of animals. Fine. That's fine. We'll put down some more chickens. I'm okay with that. We'll put down some more chickens in here. So let's let's look at an employee first before we do that. Oh, the processing plant is actually going to be done much faster than I thought. So beekeeper's hut is done too. Okay, well, we need 2 employees right off the bat. We need somebody for chickens and somebody for bees. Let me just figure out how these hives are going to lay out here. So if we do this and, yeah, something along those lines. Oh, yeah, we're going to be fine. We're going to be totally fine. So 1, let's actually keep them nice and tight here. I wonder if I can almost get 5 in a row there. That's fine. Let's just do 3, and then we'll just be an odd one somewhere. It'll make me a little bit mental, but I probably won't lose sleep over it. So the last one can go over there. So that's 3, 6, 9, and 10. Great, fantastic. And chickens, well, I was going to do employees first. Let's do that. Again, being a little more discerning about whom we're hiring. Let's deal with bees first. So, David, you're 3 out of 5 for bees at $6.80. That's a little overpriced. Who else? You are 0 out of 5 for bees. You're not going to be my beekeeper, sir. Nancy, you're 2 out of 5 at $4.74. That's a pretty decent price. Anyone want to do better or worse than that? Not a lot of beekeeping options. Imogen is 2 out of 5 at $4.58. Okay, not a lot of beekeepers in the house today. So what was my other 2 out of 5 that I saw there? Nancy is 2 out of 5 at $4.74. Imogen is 2 out of 5 at $4.58. So I guess we'll just hire Imogen. That seems to be the best we're going to get. And while I'm in this area, what could we do in terms of animals for the 3rd chicken coop? Ooh, not a lot going on here for animals. Not a lot at all. Rosie, oh, you're 4 out of 5 at $4.98. That's very reasonable. You're basically hired unless something else pops up here. That's a very reasonable price. Yeah, you're 4 out of 5, $6.62. That's a little high. Yeah, that's about as good as we're going to get. Rosie, where did you go? You're in. You're totally in. Okay, good. So, beekeeper hut. Let's get our semi-okay beekeeping lady Imogen. You can work in there. And then over here, we get our Rosie King for animals. Now, let's get some chickens in here. No, not turkeys. No, we're going back to chickens. We're going back to chickens here. So, yeah, let's get some chickens. I don't know, a bunch of chickens. 7, 8, 9, 10. How about 15 chickens? There we go. Get me 15 chickens. Food should be fine. Yeah, we get plenty of food. Great. Good. Okay. So those will get delivered. That'll get moving. And now we should be in a position. How many employees does the milk processing plant actually need? 3. Okay, fine. Employees. What do we got? All right, production. There's I'm already seeing some fair few production people. 2 out of 5 at $5.40. 3 out of 5 at $5.33. All right, let's just see what else might be available here. 3 out of 5, $5.49. I want to stay in that plus or minus 500 as best we can. That seems to be a reasonable amount of money to pay people. So 3 out of 5, $6.15. A little higher, but not crazy higher, I guess. Wow, not a lot of options. Not a lot of options. I think we're kind of going to have to take what we get here. So going back to the top, you were 3 out of 5 at $5.49. That's okay. I'll take you, Freddie Con. I will take you, Ollie Williamson, at 3 out of 5 for $5.33. Okay, I don't like the 2 out of 5 for $5.40, but I don't have a lot of options. I'm not taking Eliza at 0 out of 5, and I'm definitely not paying Freddie $5.37 for 1 out of 5. Kind of thinking about Mila, 3 out of 5 for $6.15, but we're just going to be training. You know what, Adam, I'm going to take you 1 out of 5 for $4.55. You're like the bargain basement guy, but we'll train you up. You don't worry about that. In fact, we may give you a little training right about now, in fact, when you show up to work. Because we've got some money. We're not completely shy of money here. And in fact, I think my next move is going to be to throw down some more animal pens. Whether that be cows or sheep or goats, we need to maximize what we just put into this milk production plant. So we need all the milk all the time now. And I'm kind of scouting around, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, nobody's saying that nothing is unoccupied. The new chickens have shown up. Fantastic. Okay. Probably, with that built, probably a good place to call it for now. And then when we pick up again in the next episode, we're going to do a little bit without gutting ourselves. I'm not going to make us go broke, but we're going to do a little more aggressive expansion in terms of putting more pens in this area and really maximizing what we just spent on this milk processing plant. We'll pick that up again in Farm Manager 2018 Grow Nothing $1 Million Challenge next time. Until then, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time.